Welcome to the Crawlcast. I'm your host, George Krawzek, and today we are looking at who is the best quarterback in the NFC North. I've seen online there's a lot of debates about whether it's Caleb Williams or Jared Goff or Jordan Love. I'm going to be honest, I'm skipping J.J. McCarthy because he simply just hasn't played in the NFL yet. So he could be great, he could be terrible, we simply just don't know. So I devised a system that I think is good to objectively show who is the best quarterback in the NFC North. So I have kind of three rankings where I have a bunch of categories, and if you're in first, you get 3 points. If you're in second, you get 2 points, and if you're in last, you get 1 point. And depending on whoever has the most points at the end, is the best quarterback in the NFC North. And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. And now let's get started. So the first category is winning percentage. Jared Goff is 81, 52, and 1 with a 60.45% winning percentage. So he's number one. At number two is Jordan Love with a 18 and 15 record, which is a 54.55% winning percentage. And then Caleb Williams is number three with a 5 and 12 record with a 29.41% winning percentage. So Goff is 1, Jordan Love is 2, Caleb Williams is 3. So again, in this point system I have, Jared Goff gets 3 points, Jordan Love gets 2 points, Caleb Williams gets 1 point. The next category is yards per game. Jared Goff has had 35,609 yards over 134 games, which equates to 265.73 yards per game. Jordan Love has had 8,510 yards across 33 games, which is 257.87 yards per game. And then Caleb Williams has had 4,030 yards across 17 games, which equates to 237.05 yards per game. So Jared Goff is number one, Jordan Love is number two, and Caleb Williams is number three. So Jared Goff is number one, Jordan Love is number two, and Caleb Williams is number three. So Goff gets 3 points, Love gets 2 points, and Williams gets 1 point in this category. And then the next category is touchdowns per game. So Jordan Love has had 65 touchdowns over 33 games, which equates to 1.96 touchdowns per game. Then Jared Goff has had 234 touchdowns across 134 games, which is 1.74 touchdowns per game. And then Caleb Williams has had 20 touchdowns across 17 games, which is 1.17 touchdowns per game, which makes Jordan Love number one with 3 points. Jared Goff, number two, gets 2 points, and Caleb Williams is number three and gets 1 point. The next category is turnovers per game. So Caleb Williams has had 16 turnovers across 17 games, which is 0.94 turnovers per game. And number two is Jared Goff, who's had 164 turnovers across 134 games, which is 1.22 turnovers per game. And then number three is Jordan Love, who's had 41 turnovers across 33 games, which is 1.24 turnovers per game. So Caleb Williams is number one, gets 3 points. Jared Goff is number two, gets 2 points. And Jordan Love is number three and gets 3 points. 1 point. And then next is completion percentage. So Jared Goff has had a 65.6% completion percentage. Jordan Love has had a 63.5% completion percentage. And then Caleb Williams has had a 62.5% completion percentage. So Jared Goff is number one and he gets 3 points. Jordan Love is number two, gets 2 points. And Caleb Williams is number three, so he gets 1 point. The next category is passer rating. Jared Goff has a 95.7 passer rating, Jordan Love has a 95.1 passer rating, and Caleb Williams has an 87.8 passer rating. So Jared Goff is number one and gets 3 points, Jordan Love is number two and gets 2 points, and Caleb Williams is number three and gets 1 point. I also think it is important to look at the supporting cast around each of these quarterbacks because, your teammates do help you win. So I'm going to look at the supporting cast and who has had the best and worst supporting cast. And if you are the worst supporting cast, meaning you've gotten the least help throughout your career, I put you at number one, then two, and then number three is who had the best supporting cast and the best help. So the first category is receivers. I have Jordan Love at number one, Jared Goff at number two, and Caleb Williams at number three. So Jordan Love has had I think objectively you can say, okay, out of all the receiving groups, you have Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. And then Jared Goff had Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and Sam Laporta. And then Jordan Love had Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, and Tucker Kraft. And so I think objectively you have to say Caleb Williams out of those receivers has the best. Where all DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and Keenan Allen could all potentially be wide receiver ones. Whereas Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the best receivers in the league. Sam Laporta, one of the best tight ends in the league. And then Jordan Love, his receivers, almost all of them were in the top categories of drops, and Jordan Love suffered for a lot of drops. So I think he had the least amount of help in terms of receivers. So Jordan Love gets 3 points, Jared Goff gets 2 points, and Caleb Williams gets 1 point, because I think Caleb Williams did have the most help when it comes to receivers. And then the next category is offensive line. I have Caleb Williams at number 1, Jordan Love at number 2, and Jared Goff at number 3. Jared Goff and the Lions had one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, probably the second best to the Eagles. And then Jordan Love, the offensive line was a bit wishy-washy, but overall fairly decent, even though they had struggles at right guard and center. But overall, fairly decent offensive line. And then Caleb Williams, his offensive line is terrible. They played bad. They were just one of the worst offensive lines in the league. And so I think he had the least amount of help in terms of offensive line. So Caleb Williams gets 3 points, Jordan Love gets 2 points, and Jared Goff gets 1 point. Next is running backs. Caleb Williams had DeAndre Swift, Jordan Love had Josh Jacobs, and Jared Goff had David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. So out of those running backs, I think Josh Jacobs is potentially the best running back, but if you take it all as a combination of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, I think you have to give the Lions and Jared Goff where he had the most running back help. And then Jordan Love had a pretty decent help with Josh Jacobs. And then DeAndre Swift is just average to below average for Caleb Williams. So I think Caleb Williams had the least amount of help, and then Love, then Goff. So Caleb Williams gets 3 points, Jordan Love gets 2 points, and Jared Goff gets 1 point. So now in the finale, when we look at all the results and we add up all their point totals, you have Jared Goff at 20 points, Jordan Love at 19 points, and Caleb Williams at 15 points. So in terms of, I think, the objective rankings of who is the best quarterback in the NFC North, it goes Jared Goff at number 1, Jordan Love at number 2, and Caleb Williams at number 3. I don't really think you can argue with this too much. Because Caleb Williams, he is talented and he can show that he is talented. He just hasn't shown it yet. He had one average season, and then Jared Goff has been decently consistent. And then I think Jordan Love, he's had a lot higher moments than Jared Goff, but he also has had a lot lower moments than Jared Goff. And so I think as of right now, because of the careers of these guys, and of course, Jared Goff, he's kind of been through a lot of years. Jordan Love is still at the beginning, and Caleb Williams is still at the beginning. So anything can change, but right now, I think you have to put Goff at number 1, Love at number 2, and Caleb Williams at number 3. So if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want me to do this with other teams, and other divisions, just let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is the best quarterback in the NFC North? Like I said, if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money, and I'll see you on the next one.